it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today we're going to make this really pretty card that says thinking of you, and it has the raised postage stamps on it and little brads. Really cute little card, I think, and it's very simple to make. I know that's hard to believe, but what we're going to do, I've already connected these two pieces of paper. You don't really need to see me glue paper together, I didn't think. So the first thing I think we'll do then is we're going to take some Frayed Burlap by Distress Ink and just go around the edges of this main cardstock. And this cardstock is Baked Brown Sugar by Stampin' Up. And I know I use a lot of Stampin' Up products, but I really like their cardstock and I really like their products. They're just, for me, they're good quality, and you know, I have to have things that are good quality because frankly, I'm rough on things. You know that. You've seen it. I throw things around a lot. Okay, so I think we pretty much distressed all we need to on that. Then we'll set that aside. Then, well, actually, the next thing I think I want to do, I think I'm going to punch out. You need to have punches for this one. And in this case, I've already stamped the image once. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to kind of hack across here. What you do is when you do this, you pick certain spots in your design that you want to capture, and then you turn your stamp upside down. Too much at the top. I apologize. I thought I had enough at the top cut off. So you really, when you're doing this, you really want to think about the positioning of your stamp, because, or your punch, excuse me, because you want to make sure that when you punch it out, we're going to just do the top of that. And you know my system, I use my elbows a lot for these things. That one's, yeah, I know. Remember how I said I need things that are really good quality because I really am rough on things? You just saw why I need things to be good, because I am really rough on things. Okay, the next one we're going to do pretty much exactly like the one we've already done. And this is a Creative Memories punch. It punches two things at once, which is sometimes not the greatest plan, especially when you're doing this. So you have to be kind of careful that you don't, when you're punching both of them, that you don't punch out both at the same time, because you might end up punching the design that you needed. So the rest of this is garbage. I know you keepers would have kept that, but I'm not a keeper. Then we're going to distress the edges of these with the same Frayed Burlap. And this is my tool that I told you about before that I got from Tupelo Designs. That on the other video that I use it on, I do give you the link right to the tool at Tupelo Designs. So if you're interested in it, check out the other video that I use it on, and I have the link, because it's not as easy to find in his site as you think it would be. I don't remember in the end what I did have to type in to get it to come up, but it wasn't, it didn't just come up as easy as I thought it would. So he makes these himself. I think I told you that his wife wanted something that she could hold better, and his wife's my idol, I think, because she is our kind of girl. She needs special things, and so do we. And so he accommodated her, and in doing that, he accommodated me, which made me very happy. And he sells them on his site. Okay, so we've got those three done. Then I think what we'll do next is glue those down. We're going to use some dimensionals on those, and I'll flip them over. And when we do the dimensionals on these, oh, I didn't stamp out the design yet, did I? I'm losing my mind. Okay, well, let's just stick the dimensionals down first, and then we'll do that design. One of the things that I really like about doing these kind of cards is they are, for me, pretty fast. My sister, after I made her those 3 cards yesterday, said, well, what do you mean it took you a really long time to do that? I said, it takes a really long time to make a card for me, Kathy. She goes, what do you mean it takes you a really long time? That doesn't make any sense. I see you do it on the computer, and it takes you like 20 minutes. And I said, yeah, Kathy, that's after I've planned it out and done at least one to make sure that it comes out right. Oh, she never thought that part through, apparently. Okay, now this is from, I'm sorry, Stampin' Up. It's called Lovely as a Tree. It's a really pretty large stamp set, and I am going to do it upside down because I want to make sure that I get the whole image on here, and hopefully we do. So I'm going to try and put it toward the bottom of our design, but not at the bottom, because we want that big thinking of you sentiment there, if we can get it. Oh, it's lovely as a tree. Hard to believe. Okay, while I'm doing that, I might as well stamp the sentiment also from Thanking Up, or yeah, Thanking Up. That's funny. They should be thanking me for all the crap I buy, right? It's from Stampin' Up. But this is my stamp sets, for the most part, honestly, I bought through eBay because I don't like to buy things full price. I think I've told you that before. I really am never sure if I'm going to like something, and so I would much rather buy it at a discounted price than pay a larger price for it. That's my deal. That's not I'm not telling you have to go out and buy things on clearance or that are things that have been discontinued just because that's what I do. I don't care if a stamp set isn't available anymore when I'm looking for it for me, because again, it's just for me. I feel bad now that some of these sets aren't available for people, but it's again, when I told you this before, I want to make sure I say it again. It's all about the technique that you're learning. It's not about the stamp set. So if you have any stamp set that involves a line of trees, or if you want to stamp a line of trees, it doesn't matter, as long as you make something that you can punch. Okay, let's talk about the punch. You don't even have to have these postage stamp punches. You could be using square punches. You could cut it in squares. You could use your paper cutter and cut it so that it's just exactly the way you want it. But again, it's all about technique. It's not at all about the specific stamp set. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Anyway, this stamp set is from Creative Memories. Creative Memories went out of business, but they're back in business, so you might be able to get it again. It has two sets on it, a 7/8 inch and a 1 1/8, and I like that. But if you'll remember from my tour of my craft room, I only recommended 3 different punch sets, and they were not one of them. The reason, I think you saw, it's really hard for me to punch those. Really, really hard for me to punch those. Okay, last thing we have to do to this is do our brads. And I made a grid sheet at the bottom of this paper so that I'd know exactly where I want to punch my holes at for this, because I wanted to space them out exactly 1.5 inches, I think, apart. And then I have this, what I call, and this is the technical term for it. Don't use anything but the technical term, people. It is, in my technical term, a pokey tool. You use your pokey tool, you poke out 3 pokies, and you've got yourself a plan. You spin yourself around, you do the hokey pokey. No, that's a different thing. This is about poking out a hole for our brads. And these brads are the same color as the red background, and it's called Cherry Cobbler. So if any of you have any Stampin' Up! Products that are Cherry Cobbler, and you have brads that are Cherry Cobbler, I can tell you that's what these colors are, so they would match. And I really like them. I think they're pretty. And because of that grid sheet, I think, or the grid marks that I made at the bottom, I think these should be more lined up than my last ones were. At least let's hope they were, because my other ones were a little bit off. Not enough that you would go, oh geez, what was she thinking? Was she drinking something? Which of course I don't drink, so. And this is still off. What are you going to do? I don't know. So let's attach it to our card front. Believe it or not, this card is leaving the station. It's hard to believe that I've done a card in less than 2.5 hours, but that is the card. And I really like these cards. I think they look like you spent forever on them. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I'm using this ATG gun. Yeah, did you see that? The big gob of glue that just came rolling off into no man's land, and now it's not going anywhere again. I don't know. Oh, jeez. Come on, ATG gun. Work with me, buddy. Why did I say I was using the ATG gun? Why? Oh, why did I say that? Oh, I can see I've got glue just jammed everywhere. Jeepers, I hate this thing. I know you guys all love them, and I don't know why I can't get this thing to do what it's supposed to do, but... And now we creep into a 6-hour video because Sandy's using an ATG gun. Okay, let's see if I can... Okay. Did glue come off? Well, it looks like it'll go... Oh, jeez. What is the deal with me in this thing? If any of you know what my problem is it because I'm using it left-handed? Anybody want to comment on that? If anybody who watches this video will go on and say, hey, Sandy, you need to use it with your right hand. Okay, I'm going to use it with my right hand because that's the beauty of being me. I am able to do things with either hand because along the lines in life I had to do that because everybody else in my family were right-handed, so I had to learn everything right-handed. And I'll tell you what, that was the greatest benefit. You know, people probably don't think that was great that no one in my family was left-handed, but I learned sports right-handed. I learned so many things, and now if I ever am not able to use my left hand for something, I pretty much can use my right hand. And sometimes when I write on a board, I catch myself writing with my right hand. Isn't that weird? I'm kind of odd. I knew that. You already knew that, though. Okay, so here we have it. The other Thinking of You card. They're almost identical, but not quite. A little bit different, just because of the way I moved those around. I was so proud of myself for thinking of this grid. That didn't work. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and please give this video a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. Got that big one. And also, if you could subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. I am going to have another video coming up on organization, and this one is going to teach you how to organize your re-inkers. So hopefully you'll watch that one because that should be a good video. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.